Hey, Sasha Evdokov here, and in this video I want to discuss which vehicle should you start trading first when it comes to stocks, forex, commodities, or even option contracts. There's a lot of different areas that you can get into when it comes to trading, especially when you're first starting out and you're unsure of where to go. So which one do you start with, and which one do you start with first, and which one should you stick with? Now, if you're talking about business in general, and we talk about printing hot, sexy models on magazines, you're in the magazine printing business. But just because you're in the printing business doesn't mean you can't print books, and you might have an expert book printer as yourself, or maybe you're printing business cards or children's books. All of those are very specific industries, and you have specialists. You have a specialist that prints magazines and puts great pictures of models out there, and you have a specialist that prints books because the machines are different. The way that they handle their routines are different. So in terms of trading in the stock market, you have the stocks, the commodities, the forex, and the options, and which one should you start with? Well, I think it's really coming down to doing your research and seeing which one works for you. Me personally, I like the stock market or stocks in specific rather than forex or options or commodities. Now, stocks are my number one thing, and then options will probably be my second thing. And the reason I like stocks rather than some of the other things is because there's a lot more liquidity out there, or it's very liquid, it's a lot easier to understand, and it's a lot easier to get in and out of. Whereas forex might be a little bit more complicated, there could be more risks involved, and there's a lot of other things. Now, of course, you have to do your own research and see which one fits you and which one fits your lifestyle and what you want to go after. Me personally, like I said, I'm biased towards stocks and also options. Now, options because you're able to leverage and make more from your money, or trade larger stocks for a lot less yield or a premium. So it allows you to control a lot of shares on the more expensive stocks, especially if you're just getting started. But you got to understand what you're doing when it comes to options. So if you were to go ahead and set up your own plan, you need to think about what's the step, the logical sequence for you to get to your end destination. You don't need to know how to trade all of them. You don't need to know how to trade stocks, options, bonds, commodities, and forex. You just need to pick one. Just pick one thing and stick with it. The problem that I see with the stock market, because it's so easy to bounce around from one thing to the next, is that people will start with stocks, then they might jump to options, then they might jump to forex, then they might try commodities, and they're hopping around all over the place. And it's like a basketball player trying to become a football player and then a golf player. It's very difficult to do, and you're usually not as successful. So find one thing that works for you or that you can relate with. Find something that you can learn about, and typically there's more information and knowledge about stocks than there is about forex trading, or than there is about commodity trading. So find what works for you and something that you can relate to, and hone in and focus on that one specific thing until you got it. And until you get it, don't switch around and bounce around and try other things. Figure out that one thing, and it might take you 3, 5, 7 years to get it. Just like a professional tennis player, you don't become successful overnight. It takes maybe 5, 10 years to really train, and then you go ahead to the big tournaments, make your $1 million, and move on and move further in your life. But it takes time to develop your skills, and you need to be patient and be consistent in your training. So which one do you start with? Really comes down up to you, but stay with one particular vehicle. Now, when it comes to stocks or forex, when you learn how to trade that one specific stock, pick an Apple, pick an Amazon, learn to trade those stocks and learn how they move and act and behave. Don't jump around from one stock to the next, from the expensive stocks to the penny stocks. Stick to one type of stock, or at least 1 or 2 types of stocks, and know them inside and out, so you know how they move, how they behave, and how they react in different kinds of market conditions. Pick stocks that'll be around for a while, so that way you can trade them for the next 10, 20 years, rather than trading stocks that'll be gone in the next year or two. Then you won't have that consistent feel. So that's my personal tips regarding which one should you start with. Really comes down to you, but stick to one that really you can relate with, and continue practicing and honing in your skills on that one specific vehicle and that one specific strategy and that one specific industry or area. Like I said, I'm personally biased to stocks and options, but again, if you choose forex, you're not going to hurt my feelings. Just keep going and stick with it. Thanks for watching this video, and if you want to take your trading to that next level about stocks, then go ahead and check out some of my course offerings at tradersfly.com. And if you want to see the stocks that I'm watching right now in this market condition, then go ahead and sign up to my newsletter, so that way you get the alerts when my market recaps come out. That way you know exactly the stocks that I'm getting in and out of, stocks that are catching my attention, so that way you can make a larger profit, have some more free time in your life, and go out and enjoy life. Thanks for watching. Remember, do what you love, contribute to others, and most importantly, live life abundantly. Thanks again, and I'll see you next time.